This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
What's colorful, cute, and covers all over? And you can help reduce anxiety, help hot spots, and keep your pet clean to boot? If this sounds like a wonder product, maybe it is. We'll find out today when we talk with Tyson Walters, founder of the Shed Defender, on Bark and Swagger on Pet Life Radio. Thanks for listening. I'm Jody Miller-Young, your host, and don't go away. We'll take a short break for our sponsor, but we'll be right back. So grab that favorite beverage, get comfortable, and we'll be back.
It's DesignerPetSweaters.com. Hand-knitted designer sweaters for your precious pup or cool cat. Beautiful couture patterns for your pets, including custom-knitted formal wear, casual wear, yachting, and even sports-themed. Many designer pet sweaters include feathered tammy hats, top hats, and a lot of sparkle. Each sweater includes leg loops, front paw sleeves, and leash opening. Visit DesignerPetSweaters.com to order your four-legged fashions today. Large or small, we fit them all. DesignerPetSweaters.com.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back. You're listening to Bark and Swagger on Pet Life Radio. I'm Jody Miller-Young. The Shed Defender is what I'll call a comprehensive product for pets. What exactly is it? Let's find out. I'd like to introduce you to Tyson Walters, the creator and founder of the Shed Defender. Hey, Tyson.
Hey, Jody. How's it going?
It's going good. How are you in quarantine land out in California?
You know, I'm good. Me and my dog Harley are just hanging out, working from home as always, so hasn't been too much of a change for us.
You know, it's funny because I was talking to Mark Winter, our executive producer, about how it's not that much different for us either because I work from home, he works from home. So other than missing like getting together with friends, going out to dinner, it wasn't a great change.
Yeah, I feel the same way. So yeah, working from home wasn't much, but sometimes the weekends can get a little boring, but you know, everyone's got to do their part to stay healthy and keep everyone else healthy. So
exactly,
it's worth it.
Hopefully at this point, we're on the sort of back end of it where, you know, it's on the other side of the mountain, on the other side of the curve, as they say. So we just got to hang in there.
Exactly.
I'm excited to talk to you about Shed Defender and to let our listeners know what it is and why it's such a comprehensive product. So tell us a little bit about what a Shed Defender is.
So the Shed Defender is a onesie for your dog, and it's used to contain shedding. So it's made out of lightweight, breathable material. It covers the whole dog. The head is uncovered, the paws and the tail aren't, but everything else is covered. So you can bring your dog in the car, in the house, other people's houses, and it just contains the shedding within the suit.
That's something that a lot of us with dogs that shed a lot could really use. How did you get the idea for it?
You know, a lot of people ask that, and if you hung out with my dog, you would know. So I have Harley, my 11-year-old St. Bernard. And, you know, I really didn't know when I first got her how much they truly shed year-round. And her hair was everywhere. I mean, tumbleweeds in the house, in the car. I brought her to other people's houses. And I got tired of other people complaining about her hair. You know, so that's when I went online, went to stores, and was trying to find the solution to containing the hair other than brushing, which I regularly do anyways. And there's nothing out there like it. So, you know, the idea came to me to kind of find the solution myself.
Yeah. You know, I wish that you were around when I had my German Shepherd years ago because lots of dust bunny. They were more like, rather than dust bunnies, they were more like dust bears. They were huge. And every time I brushed her, no matter how often I brushed her, mounds and mounds of hair, and it was everywhere. So this is like a great service to pet parents who have, you know, dogs like this. But it's not just for shedding. You told me you found out over the course of time in reviews and I guess conversations with customers that pet parents were using this for a lot more. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so, I initially intended it just to be used for like situational times for the car and house, just to contain the shedding. But the more we started selling, we were getting feedback from people using it to reduce the anxiety, which is great because it's a snug form fit and it kind of has that swaddling effect. Yeah. So it just calms them down, reduces their anxiety, and it works wonders, for dogs who need this. So that was something that got brought to my attention, and then, we started.
Can I just ask you one thing about that? What is the material that you make the Shed Defender out of?
So it's actually eco-friendly fabric. So it's made from recycled polyester and spandex. We believe in sustainability. And traditional polyester is kind of an energy-hungry, non-sustainable synthetic fiber. So we wanted to find something else that, is a little more beneficial and, environmentally friendly. So this is actually made from recycled plastic bottles, the polyester.
That's fantastic.
And you could actually recycle the fabric to get made again if you'd actually want to.
Yeah, so conscious clothing. And the spandex keeps it fitting, snug enough to be like that swaddle, which is great. Okay, go ahead. Tell people about, more about what this product can do.
Yeah, so alongside with that too, we actually had some vets reach out and, ask if they could start selling it to replace the medical cone. So if dogs post-surgery, if they have hot spots, they can't lick the wound, so it can replace the medical cone. And that was amazing. So I actually started using that for my dog when she would get hot spots. There's other dogs with allergies that can't go in the grass, so they can actually be covered up with my product and go run around in the grass for the first time in years.
Wow.
Or dogs are out. Yeah, it really has helped the life of, a lot of animals and their owners to get outside, live without the cone. And a lot of safety things too as well. So dogs can go on hikes outside and not get ticks. So it can prevent against ticks and bug bites or their hair freezing in the snow. So many uses came out of people using it for it. So it ended up being an overall super universal product.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I can probably tick off, several of those on the list that apply to one or another of my dogs. And it's eco-friendly, so you can be conscious when using it, which is fabulous. What I also like is that Shed Defender is a family-owned business and family-run. And I always feel that there's sort of extra care being brought into manufacturing and presenting products when it's a family doing it. And whether that's actually true across the board or not, I don't know, but that's what it feels like. Tell us a little bit about what your family members do within the company.
Yeah, so Casey, my sister-in-law, she is VP of marketing, and also wears many hats like me. So we collaborate on a lot of things. She helps with everything from PR to advertising to marketing. She actually does a lot of bounce ideas off her. So we're very involved with it together. And then my mom actually does a lot of our email support. So between the three of us, we handle pretty much everything other than some outside agencies. So it's nice to be able to work with family. It's actually, It's great. Yeah.
Yeah. And, you told me this story and I just think it's wonderful how you started the company. We know why you started the company with Harley, but when you started it and how it started off with your family being involved. So share that.
Yeah. So actually, my mom started helping. She sewed the first prototype, which is funny. She used to always sew our pants and hem our pants when we were kids and stuff like that. So when I moved home from college, my mom liked the idea and we started getting to it. So she sewed the first prototype, actually. So I owe a lot to her. It's pretty crazy.
That's awesome. And then, I think you said that your mom, when she needed help, she hired another sewer maybe off of Craigslist, and the dodo picked up on you guys. How'd that happen?
Yeah. It was a slow process at first. My mom sewed the first prototype, and then eventually it kind of got beyond her capabilities. So we hired a seamstress off Craigslist, and I worked with her for a few years to finalize the pattern and get all the different sizes done. And this was kind of a passion project at the time. This was probably 5 or 6 years ago. And I pretty much worked other odd jobs just to fund this business. Yeah. And we ended up finally getting on the Dodo. They reached out to me and wanted to do an article. And I didn't think much of it. And then the next morning I woke up, and I'm used to getting maybe 3 sales a day. And, next thing you know, we were getting hundreds of orders, and just overnight it went viral, and it just changed my life forever.
Oh my God. How did you handle that? Scaling that quickly?
It was tough, as I just had that one seamstress who could make maybe 5 or 6 units a day.
Yeah.
So I had to I had to find a manufacturer. So I sourced one. I went in San Francisco. I was about 2.5 hours away. So we had to work fast, because within a couple of weeks, I already had 1,000 orders. So
oh my God.
People were, freaking out about when they're going to get their order and this and that. So I was answering hundreds of emails, explaining the situation. Everything happened so fast. It took about 2 to 3 months to finally fulfill all those orders, because with the manufacturing and running into fabric issues, it was crazy. So the company had to grow up real quick, real fast. 2
to 3 months is not bad, considering how rapidly you had to scale. And touche to you, really, you did it. It's very hard growing a business. I've been there. And there are people who listen to this show who want to start and grow pet space businesses. And hearing something like this is inspiring.
It is. I feel blessed and lucky and everything. The pieces just fell together, a lot of hard work. And luckily, I have great customers, and there's no other competitive product, at the time or anything. So, they stuck with me. And it was quite a roller coaster. But thanks to social media and everything, it kept going and going. So yeah,
it's fantastic. We are going to take a short break here for our sponsor. But when we come back, talk about having to scale rapidly. We're going to talk about Tyson and Shed Defender's appearance on Shark Tank, what that was like, what happened after. So don't go away. Refresh that beverage, get comfortable, and we'll be right back.
Sit. Stay. We'll be right back, right after we kibble a little with our sponsors.
If you're attacked by a bear, a dog will throw himself into the mouth of a bear to save you. Dogs are dogs. They pour out their love onto you. Before long, you can't live without them. I have a chocolate cocker spaniel named Lady and a blackmouth cur. He's about 120 pounds, and his name is Arlo. My little cocker, her coat's as soft as a stuffed animal. They're both real soft coats, and my dogs don't have any health problems because they're eating what they need to eat.
DINOVITE.com.
Dynovite is like pouring a multivitamin right onto their food.
The omega-3 fatty acids,
flaxseed, zinc, alfalfa, the digestive enzymes that are cooked out of regular dog food.
We'll be scooping our Dynovite onto the food, then squirting the Licka Chops and the fish oil. They start salivating.
Dynovite is nutrition.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
It's a lot of responsibility owning a dog. I get my Dynovite at DINOVITE.com.
Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back. If you've just joined, you're listening to Bark and Swagger on Pet Life Radio, and I'm Jody Miller-Young, your host. We're talking today with Tyson Walters of Shed Defender, a company that created a onesie for your pets that does a whole host of things, from health-related to keeping your sanity to cleanliness. So welcome back, Tyson, and let's talk about Shark Tank, because you and the company appeared on Shark Tank, and what was that like?
Yeah, Shark Tank was an amazing experience. I mean, I've been watching the show since season 1.
Same.
And people have known, it's a great show. And since I started, the business, or even when I first started, people are like, oh, you need to go on Shark Tank, this and that. And it's not that easy to get on. I mean, there's like 35,000 people that try and get on every year.
Yeah.
So it's quite a undertaking. So, we were lucky enough to get a shot, and we got on in season 10. And it was probably the most nerve-wracking I've ever been, like an experience I've ever been in. But it was great. It's so different than what you expect just watching it, than being there. So we ended up getting 3 sharks that were interested, and then we ended up getting a deal with Lori on the show.
I love Lori. Has she been amazing to work with?
Well, she was. We talked to her. We eventually did not follow through with the deal. It was mutually beneficial for both of us not to go forward with it.
Okay.
So eventually we didn't, but she was actually super sweet, super nice. Wish it could have gone through, but so many factors involved. So in the end, we had, from then we ended up finding a private equity investor. So we actually just signed on with them this year, or brought them on board. And actually they're in the pet space. They've been in the pet space for a long time. So it was definitely a strategic move for us, and it's actually going very well.
Congratulations. That's wonderful. Just to talk about Shark Tank for a second, because as someone also who's watched the show for a long time, it's just like such a knuckle biter. And it's almost like with certain Shark Tank guests, it's almost like watching a train wreck. I didn't see your segment. What was the biggest thing that you took away from appearing on Shark Tank in terms of a learning experience?
For one thing, you never know. I mean, there's a couple of things. I would have valued my company differently. I think we kind of overvalued it going on. But it was a good. Yeah, I know. And it's difficult because you want to make your company, especially when you're young. We're only just over a year old at that point. So we weren't totally sure how valuations work and this and that. So we had to do our homework, and getting prepared for Shark Tank was great because we had to really dive deep into our financials, projections, and everything like that. So if anything, it kind of helped us prioritize and get our whole business in order. Yeah. So we walked away with a better understanding of, how our company outlook was, our performance and everything. So yeah, I got a lot of good advice on there talking to all the sharks. A lot of them thought we shouldn't go into like brick and mortar. They kind of always say that, but this year actually we're trying to get into it. So I don't have a single thing, but it's just, if anything, they gave us little good tidbits, little advice. But one thing is, don't think your company, don't overvalue yourself just yet until you really, really know what it's worth.
Yeah. Plus all of those things that you had to do to prepare, and those tidbits put you in a better position to be attractive to an investor.
Yeah, it actually turned out great because then we kind of revalued ourselves, reached out to some other investors who are in our actually industry, in the pet industry. And, I think we probably wouldn't have gotten to deal with these private equity investors if I didn't go on Shark Tank. So it actually helped us out quite a bit. So I'm definitely grateful for the experience.
That's fantastic. In addition to Shed Defender being conscious, eco-friendly, the company is conscious. You have what you call Paw It Forward program. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so the Paw It Forward program is, we donate a portion of sales of every sale every month to a different animal shelter every month. Either it's a rescue group, animal shelter, clinic, nonprofits. It's great because after that we write a blog about it so we can kind of tell about, that actual shelter, give more information about it. Giving back is always a big thing for us. I love dogs, and those animal shelters do wonderful things, and they need all the help they can get. So we always ask for people to email us, nominate shelters and this and that. So yeah, it's a big part of our company, our values and mission.
That is fantastic. That's really wonderful. What's on the horizon for the company?
So glad you asked. So, we started with one product, the original Shed Defender, and now we actually have a winter version that's a little thicker. It has this nice French fleece fabric.
Nice.
And then we have a sport version that is open underneath in the back area. So you don't have to unzip to use the restroom. So if your dog's active, doggy doors, or outside a lot, it would be a better option to go with the sport version. And then we have a medical version too, that hopefully we can get in the hands of veterinarians. So it'll just cover, it'll be more for surgical sites and hot spots and stuff like that. And then we actually are going into consumables. So we're doing a line of shampoo and soft chew supplements that kind of complement our product. So they'll be for a healthy skin and coat, to help with shedding, allergies, sensitive skin, and calming. So we're going to have a lot of new products coming out, hopefully by the end of the summer, if it goes well. The economy right now is slowing things down, but But that's our game plan. Keep expanding and innovating.
That is fantastic. I'm wishing you a ton of luck. Where can people find you?
So you can go on our site, www.sheddefender.com, or you can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. It's just at Shed Defender. We also sell on Amazon as well. So yeah, you type us in, type in dog onesie, and we'll pop up.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Tyson, for spending time with us today, telling us about your wonderful products. I am totally going to get them for my dog. And hopefully everyone listening, you will check it out too. Thanks, Tyson.
Thanks for having me, Jody. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. And thank you all for listening. Thanks to our producer, Mark Winter. Mark, you make us sound so good. We love you for that. My passion is living stylishly in animal rescue. So tune in next time to discover the designers, home decor, styles, and rescue stories I love. And don't forget to visit me at barkandswagger.com, where you'll find great fashion, shelter stories, and more. So until next time, when fierce fashion calls, bark and swagger.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.